How do you totally rock the media interview, right? So now you've gotten the gig. You've pitched to them. They love your idea. They've reached out to you and they said, we would love to have you as a guest on our show. We'd love to interview you. So how do you make sure that you totally nail the interview? Well, in my Facebook group, I actually asked this question: share your best interview tip for being a great guest. And I've got a couple answers. So I thought I would just share those with you. Number one is be yourself, right? Be yourself. And that is true, right? They've asked you, they picked you, they chose you. You are good enough. Teach them one thing new that they can do right away. We talk about, right? What are the top results? What are the top things that you're going to share in an interview? And even if you think, okay, this is so common, drink more water. Okay, but why? Why are we drinking more water? Like, what's the challenge with drinking more water? What's your best tip for helping us to drink more water? For me, I've decided that the way I was going to drink more water was in between every cup of coffee, I would drink a glass of water, or in between every glass of wine, I would drink a glass of water. I was just adding more water into my daily habits because I knew I wasn't going to just naturally drink more water, but if I put it in between things that I loved, I could find, right? So teach them something new that they can do right away. Tell the host often that their questions are insightful and interesting, right? Yeah. Flatter them, tell them, great question. Like, this is a great show. I love being a guest on your show. Make them feel yummy and juicy all inside, right? Have a concise explanation of your business, your focus, and go with the flow. Your media one sheet keeps you focused, keeps you on track. Those questions that you've strategically put together. So even if you get off track, you can always come back with the next question and get right back on track again. And going with the flow, right? This allows you to relax because because you're doing the same interview every single week. You're not so hung up on, you're not freaked out about it. Your confidence level is high. So when they ask you something different, you got this, girl. Be you and give value and no sales. He is so right. You are on somebody else's stage. This is not a selling opportunity for you. Sell to people on your stage. Get them into your sales castle, and then you can sell to them. Right? But on somebody else's stage, you're being informative, educational, and entertaining. Give them good stuff that they can use right away. Send them your opt-in, right? Your signature call to action, and then sell them later. Listen to the interviewer, be in tune with them, short answers, be upbeat, and bring energy. One of my favorite tips on bringing energy into a media interview, I've got a couple. Number one, smile. Of course, it's weird to talk and smile at the same time, right? You can't do it. So where do you smile? How do you smile? Because we can absolutely hear a smile, especially in an audio interview. You put the smile after the sentence. So as you can imagine, finding quality guests can be a challenge for journalists. Once you've been invited, don't mess this up. Be courteous to your host. They are trusting you to add value to their audience. It's a big deal to be an invited guest, and you are setting the stage to be invited back for future guests. So you put the smile in between words, not with the words, in between the words. I might have overdone it a little bit there, right? Bringing energy. So before the interview, if you're just like, ugh, like the weather's down, you're a drag, you could really use a nap right now. Little caffeine boost would be helpful, but you don't have time for that. My favorite bring energy tip is to belly laugh. Right? Get way down in your belly. Get an ab workout in, right? Just by laughing raises all the endorphins inside, raises your energy. And if smiling in between sentences, pre-show laughter aren't cutting it up for you, stand up, right? You have far more room in your diaphragm when you do an interview standing up. When I was a talk show host in the morning show, we would get into the studio 3:30 in the morning, right? 5 a.m. talk show. And I would do the show every single day, at least for the first hour or two. It was a 3-hour show back then. I would do it standing up. So that I had that energy. Oh, look, I lost it. There it is. Okay, let's see what other tips that we have for them. Tell an engaging, relatable story. That's what everyone remembers, right? Good stories get great airtime. So think about your story. Show up on time and smile. Yeah, be on time. Absolutely. Include their names somehow in an answer to at least one of their questions. People love hearing their name, right? Thanks, Joe, for having me. Joe, that's a great question. Right, Joe? I'm so glad you asked me that. Joe, you're brilliant. Joe, right? Be enthusiastic, have a smile in your voice. Be courteous in answering questions as they come up. Yes, be very courteous to your host. Be flexible with the direction the interview goes in. Know a few points you want to make, right? That's where that media one sheet, yeah, have your cheat sheet sent to them in advance. Tell the truth. People can tell a fake. Oh my gosh, absolutely. You can be so authentic and you get to be you. Remember, you're using this interview to elevate your credibility in the marketplace. So be with integrity. I know I have a fan blowing on me because, I'm of that age, right? Where I get hot under all these lights. And so it's like blowing my hair into my face. Smile during your interview, breathe in between sentences. So think about this. You get yourself a little flustered, a little worked up. Y'all know public speaking was not my skill set, but controlling our breath, right? Just breathe. If you get a little nervous, just take a pause. Don't try to fill it with la, 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 la. Great question, right? That's an interesting question. Nobody's asked me that before, right? So take a breath, take a pause, and bring yourself back into, right? Bring yourself back into center. Right? So here's a couple of tips, right? Don't just be waking up. Don't be groggy. Make sure that you've got high energy and that you're smiling, that you're having a good time, right? You're so passionate about this. You love this. Bring the energy, right? Yes. Make sure that you've got a great connection, right? If you've got a bad internet connection, a bad cell phone connection, don't hide that. Don't think that they're not going to notice. Let the interviewee know, look, I've got a really, sucky connection right here. I hope this is going to work. And if not, we can reschedule. Make sure you're in an area that is free of distractions. Shut down your notifications, close the door, put some headphones in. If there's going to be background noise, try to block out any distractions so that you can truly be focused and present. Be present. Right? We're so full of distractions. Don't be hanging out on your phone. Don't be doing social media, multitasking. Be present. Be in the moment. Make sure that you are not a microphone hog. Breathe. Talk in sound bites, quotes, something with a little rhythm to it. Right? Here's my 1, 2, 3s. Here's my ABCs. Here's my acronym. Right? Give them something that they can want to pick up their pen and take notes on. Because if you can get them to want to take notes and write something down, when you give your call to action, your signature call to action, they already have their pen in their hand and they're ready to write it down. So be pithy, be quotable, rhythmic, right? Have fun with this. Make sure that you answer your questions in 30 to 60 seconds. Stop and breathe, allow them to interject, get in a word edgewise, right? Now, I always say stories are sticky, right? Good stories get more airtime, but it's also fun to kind of back things up with some statistics, some lists, some numbers, right? Some data. You're like, okay, this person knows they are the expert in their space. Make sure you've got that signature call to action, that really sticky URL, right? Go to Make Your Big Impact, right? MakeYourBigImpact.com to get your free media guide. And you don't want to say, I want to be writing the book. I'm going to be writing the book. I am the author. I am the author. In fact, I'm the expert on it. I'm writing the book on it. I've written the book on it. If you haven't yet written the book, let's get that book published so that you've got that low ticket offer and you can turn that interview instantly into sales, right? Into revenue. And of course, if you haven't written the book, let's be honest about that and just tell them we're writing the book on it. Go to my landing page and you're going to get a link in order to buy the book there. Make sure that you post and share all over social, that you use your email, use alert your followers, alert your fans that you're being featured in the media somewhere, you're being interviewed. And of course, be on time. If they ask for you to submit things, this is why you have your media assets file. I need your headshot. Here it is. I need your bio. Here it is. Here's my one sheet, right? You can get them the stuff that they're requesting quickly, no delays. So make sure that you're on time for anything they ask you for. And then of course, for the interview. And side note, pay attention to time zones. These days, we are all over the place, right? We're not just in our own time zone. I just moved after living in Denver for 35 years, I moved to Orlando, so I'm on the East Coast. And it is a little easier now for me because everybody's, behind me. Whereas when I was in Denver, I had some people ahead and some people behind. But you can always ask, right? Always ask the Google, right? What time is it wherever you are? Confirm, right? Put it in your calendar, send reminders, set alarms, make sure you confirm with all of those time zones. Your energy and your stories are what engage an audience. Remember, that's what you're there for. Right? You're there to entertain, to educate, to inform. And using your media one sheet with your strategic questions and having your signature call to action, being a fun guest, interesting, that will get you invited back. That's what people want to listen to. So you do you. Right? The best thing about an interview is it's just a conversation. You don't have to have a PowerPoint presentation. You don't have to be a great speaker. Just talk to them because they want to talk to you. And that's the best thing that you can deliver in an interview is yourself. So I hope that was helpful. If you are doing a video, gals, this is my little gal tip, right? It's Maybelline Perfect Plum for Me lipstick. It's number 388, Perfect Plum for Me. And it just lightens up your face. It makes your teeth look a little whiter. And it is the most fabulous. It's been tested on like over 50 skin tones. It is the most fabulous on screen, on camera lip color that I have ever found. It's a little much to be in person, okay for stages, great for videos, right? With just a little bit of lip color, some great lighting. Another on camera tip, right? If you wear glasses, don't have a ring light or a single light in front of you because you'll be able to see the glare inside of your glasses. So I have two lights on me off to the side. So see, you can see there's that one. And there's that one. Right? But when I'm up front, you can see I also have a virtual screen up. And so every now and then you can see, right, what's going on behind it. It's actually my step and repeat from my when we do our live events. I have my step and repeat behind me. I don't actually have a green screen. If you need a green screen, go to the dollar store if you can't find them. When we couldn't find them during the pandemic, so we went to the dollar store and got the dollar tablecloths, right? The green tablecloths, plastic tablecloths, and put it up, and it works like a charm. So lots of great tips, right? Make sure you've got quality microphone, great lighting, and a great backdrop behind you. And for the gals, a little lip color goes a really long way. I also really like wearing long sleeves on camera because it's a little bit more evergreen. Solid colors work better than prints, depending on what's going on in your background. And what else is one of my favorite rock the media interview tips? Say thank you, show gratitude, right? Be humbled, be honored for this media opportunity because they could have given it to anybody and they chose you.